Peace, good morning. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. Wanted to make this video regarding a recent announcement. Recent news that I heard via Main Man's channel. If you could, please subscribe to the brother out of the DMV. And according to him and other reports that I've seen online, the WBO has ordered a match between Shawn Porter and Bud Crawford. And this is a mandatory match. I believe Shawn Porter is currently the mandatory as is, but the match was ordered nonetheless. And there was also stipulations within this order from the WBO to, I'm not going to say entice, but to make it, well, actually it is enticing for Shawn Porter, being that I think it's mandatory that he gets a split. According to Main Man, I think that split was 40% at the very minimum. And also they can't negotiate with anybody else until, this negotiation is done. So I think if it falls through, then it would be, the ramifications would be that Bud Crawford would lose his belt, and Shawn Porter may lose his mandatory spot. So I'm highly doubting that Bud Crawford is gonna give up his belt just like that. And I'm hoping that Shawn Porter pulls through. I mean, this isn't the time to try to say stupid shit as to that won't make the fight happen. I'm a Bud guy. I'm not part of the Bud fans, like how some people say. I don't really think that there's a legion of Bud fans, how people think. But if Bud chooses to bail out of the negotiation and lose his belt, then I'm gonna be pissed off at him, of course. But I'm also gonna be pissed off at Shawn Porter because I think 2 times he's already not taking steps to make a fight with him and Bud Crawford pop off. But we'll see where this ends up. I never really was nuts about this fight like that. But being that Errol Spence is fighting Manny Pacquiao, why not? And it'll give him a common opponent, a common recent opponent. And I predict that Bud Crawford could probably get Shawn Porter out of there, maybe in the 9th round. If he does it any time before the 9th round, it'll be a hell of a statement. If he gets him out of there in general, it'll be a hell of a statement. But Bud Crawford has a lot of things that could give Shawn Porter a lot of problems. If he fights on the outside and catches Shawn Porter all night coming in, I think he could put him down early. Or put him down, ninth round would be early in my eyes, because he hasn't been put down yet. But it's still a dope announcement. It's one of the rare times that a boxing commission does the right thing. I don't care where the fight is hosted. I think honestly that the PBC should probably make a bid or try to outbid Top Rank to get this fight over on their network. Also too, this fight's not a pay-per-view fight. There's not many pay-per-view fights in my eyes, and I'm biased in that department because I'm cheap. But the Shawn Porter and Errol Spence fight wasn't a pay-per-view fight in my eyes, and that was for unification. And some people may argue that just because it was a unification, then it merits it being a pay-per-view. Papa, that's not what I see. I think Errol Spence isn't a big superstar. I mean, he's a star. Bud Crawford is not a star, he's barely a star. And Shawn Porter is not a star. I don't care, like, if you want to do things cumulatively, like, based on who he's fought, or belts he's held, or the fact that he has a YouTube show and that he sits at a desk for these PBC fights, not a star. I mean, there's pretty much no Shawn Porter fight that, in my eyes, would merit somebody paying for him. But who cares? I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I mean, actually, I may like take that back and say like that I probably would want Top Rank to have the fight, simply because like they haven't been charging for fights of late. So maybe I'll pivot on that end. But who gives a shit? Like, you know, it's not like, and that's another thing too. This is not a loose leap fight for me. Like, there's not a, you know, I'm not gonna eat early in the day because I'm so excited fight. I mean, it's a regular fight, like, you know, but it's a maybe call off a work fight for me. That's good. I mean, I haven't had one of those in some time, but I'm still happy that it's happening. Like, you know, I don't want to hear people's mouths like, you know, anymore, and acting like motherfuckers gotta fight Shawn Porter. Like, I mean, Shawn Porter's middle of the pack, like, at this point. I mean, like, as far as the accolades you're gonna get for beating him. So, I mean, clean that shit up and fucking move on. But I mean, if Bud loses this fight, I mean, it fucking sucks. It sucks either way. I mean, because you're not gonna get a the Errol Spence fight loses all this luster, and I gotta hear from a bunch of crabs about fucking like stupid shit. I don't think they're gonna go. I mean, I think a lot of them and a lot of people that have been Errol defending channels, like, they'll probably pick Bud off the rip, like, to beat Shawn Porter, because I mean, sanity has to creep into these things. Like, I mean, when you gotta put your foot down and actually make a prediction in that fashion. But I mean, I don't want to hear the hee-hawing, like, if Bud loses. I mean, like, because a lot of these guys, like, for some reason hate Bud, even though he's a brother and married to a sister and he's a good dad. You know, for some reason, a lot of these dudes, like, I think they find Errol Spence more attractive, like, physically or some shit, and they can't take the blinders off. But I mean, I'm still predicting that we don't get the Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford fight, but Bud Crawford and Shawn Porter fighting, I mean, like, you know, it does give us one step in that direction. I think, you know, it makes it closer to not happening. I mean, or to the Errol Spence Shawn Porter fight happening. My bad, bro, I haven't slept. But we'll see, man. You know, let's see, like, where this leads up. But let me know what you guys think, and shout out to Main Man again, like, for breaking the news on this. I mean, as far as on my end, he's the first one I heard it from. And again, please subscribe to him. And with that, I'm out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day if I don't make another video.